Hello,
and welcome to another VanChat
Tuesday.
Just a quick one before we get going. We're getting an awful lot of questions about stuff that we've done like way back in the past. So if you are new to the channel or if you've watched us for ages, maybe you didn't know, but there are hundreds of videos going back. We've travelled America, we've done Tour de France, we've had 3 different vans, we've done all sorts of work to our vans. So we've built one, we kind of semi-ripped out and built another, and honestly we've done loads of stuff.
We've made changes to this one. We've done videos about John and I, because we had loads of questions. We did a special one of them. We get loads of questions about Coop, so there's a special one about Coop.
And it's all about van life, 6 months living in a van and all that kind of stuff.
And all the are we happy that we sold our house is a question we get a lot, and that's answered in great detail on that
in
video,
the process of selling a house and all that kind of stuff. And
so there's lots of stuff there to go and look back on, and it's just, I mean, I like answering the questions themselves, but I could never give you as much detail as we did in the video. So even though it would be a very quick answer in the questions, you get so much more detail and probably more questions answered that you might think if you go and watch the videos.
And then we got hints and tips videos, both from Mandy and from us together. Some meals by Mandy on video as well. So it's all there. So go and binge watch. Have a few days on us to go and watch that kind of stuff.
Aye, absolutely.
Right, so let's get into the question now. And this one is a hot topic. Everyone's asking a question right now, specifically because of the big breakfast we ate last week. And that is, how does Mandy keep so slim, given all she eats? Where does it go?
Well, I've always had a massive appetite. Well, saying that, my dad would tell you that I am the fussiest eater on the planet, because as a kid I was ridiculously fussy. And when I married John and started eating with John's family, they introduced me to a load of things that I didn't know, and then my appetite got bigger, as did my waistline. Then I obviously wanted to change that, so I've done Slimming World, I've done fasting, done the 5-2, done general calorie control, hit the gym a whole lot. Just before we moved into the van, I was in the gym every single day. And sometimes twice a day. Sometimes I'd go in the morning, and sometimes I'd be going for a run at lunchtime. So I'd be doing things all the time, which I do think has helped me last this long before becoming the size of a house. But generally, I do intermittent fasting, as in I follow the 18-6 diet. So I don't eat for 18 hours, and then I do eat for a 6-hour window, which is generally between the hours of 2 p.m. and 8 p.m. And I think that's what helps. I literally eat what I want. I mean, the weight's creeping on, don't get me wrong. But I eat within reason what I want between those hours. And it seems to be doing the trick. It also helps with menopause symptoms for those ladies out there that might need a little bit of help. It's helped me so much with stuff like that. I don't ache as much and things. So it just gives your body time to repair itself without having to digest food all the time.
There you go.
So that's the quick and concise answer for that one.
Next question. Do we buy bulk or shop daily for what we need?
It's kind of weird. We do a big shop if we run really low.
We do a big shop probably once every 2 weeks.
Yeah, and even then it's not really a big shop.
40 quid, 50 quids kind of thing. Yeah,
because we've still got our COVID stash. Which we did actually. I say COVID stash. A lot
it's
of
diminishing a little bit.
Yeah, a lot of it's stuff that we stocked up on before we went to France, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Because we thought we don't know if we're going to be out in the sticks for a while, so we just got cupboard staples in. So we've still got all of that in. So right now, bearing in mind that there's not much fresh food in, I could still probably knock up about 7 or 8 meals for us. So just tends to be like that, or it's if we fancy something in particular, then we go to the supermarket.
Yeah, one thing we've invested in, and you'll see it in this week's vlog, is a compressor fridge freezer, and we're using it as a chest freezer almost.
Yeah.
So that's allowed us to store much more options for food and stuff, hasn't it?
Yeah, because I think I don't know the way that we use it or anything, but the fridge wasn't particularly brilliant at keeping things frozen. So we've got ice creams in there, all the stuff that's bad for my waistline, of course. But yeah, so little bits. More often than not, it's little bits of shops.
Yeah.
And then every now and again there'll be a blast to get things in. And of course, if we're going to a meet-up and we're going to be in the field for a while, then there's the beer shop as well. So we'll go in and we'll stock up on stuff like that.
There we go.
There you go.
Next question. This is probably, we'll split it. Which book, if you could only read one, would you choose to have? And that's for Mandy. And conversely, which film would I choose to watch if I could only choose one film to watch?
You see, it's going to sound really weird, but it was always my go-to book as a kid because it would just take me away from... There was nothing really that I was getting away from, but it'd just take me away for ages, and that's The Thornbirds. It was the first proper grown-up book that I read. And I know it can be seen to be a little bit trashy and stuff, but it was... it just sits in my mind and it feels familiar and lovely, and I could just read that all the time. And you?
It's a difficult one, this one, because there are lots of films that I like, but there's not one that comes out that much. I don't really know. I mean, a favourite right now, I guess, is something like The Martian, maybe. Which
is funny, really, because he has to listen to 80s music for 4 years, so maybe it kind of runs from one to the other. So yeah,
I like 80s music. I think that's what Mandy's saying.
Yes, John does have an 80s disco playlist in the van.
Anyway, next question. Where's the best location you've ever visited in your motorhome?
Ooh. Are we talking towns or are we talking...
It says location.
Location.
Could be area, could be country.
I would say
town.
Denmark. I love Denmark.
Yeah.
Denmark was wonderful. There's so much more to go back and see.
Yeah.
But what I like mostly about Denmark is that there were parking areas only for camper vans and cars weren't allowed in there.
Yes.
And that was just like, I like the way you think, Denmark.
Yes.
So,
yes, welcome motorhomes. By the way, people in cars, go away.
Yes. Which was ever so nice, and there was a toilet in every car park. So
yeah, that was an experience, that wasn't it?
Yeah, because they weren't particularly brilliant. But
no, they were just a hole in the floor sometimes.
Yeah, just empty all in it, and everything was good. So for me, I think Denmark. I like Denmark. I'm
going to go with an area, and it's probably going to be the Pyrenees.
Oh, yeah, that was wonderful, wasn't it?
Yeah. I really, really, really like the Pyrenees.
Yeah, second followed by the Alps, which is weird considering that we're beachy people. We love the beach,
but I do like mountains though, the views and the vistas you get.
Yeah.
So that'll be ours then.
Yes.
Cool.
What about you guys? Where is the best place that you've ever been that you think you could always go back to, and it's wonderful, and why?
Yeah.
Because we want to copy and follow you.
Yeah, and if you do really think we should visit, not only leave a comment down below, but go to our website and fill in the little map.
Yes.
And tell us where it is.
And tell us where and why we should go there.
Yeah,
but
and leave your name, and if we do go there and we like it, then we'll let you know.
Yeah.
Cool, next question. Would you advise new YouTubers to disable comments due to the trolls?
Oh, I remember that question coming in.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of get where you're going on that one. It's a tricky one because you lose the community spirit then.
I mean, I answered that one directly, didn't I, when it came in, and I just said, as much as we've had so much rubbish from trolls thinking that they can just say whatever they like from where they like, and it is hurtful and it does bother me for days, and I'm trying to get over it, but, it's difficult. But they are in the minority. Honestly, the amount of wonderful, lovely comments that we get from people, if we didn't have them, then this whole thing would be different entirely. I love it, and I love and those comments will always outweigh the trolls, and that's the way you get around it. You get a troll, you see them there, you just delete and block straight away. No chances.
No.
Delete and block, and then go read some of the nice ones, because that just clears your head.
Yeah.
There's always more good than bad in the comment section.
There's two things that I've kind of learned, and that is, I know it sounds a bit kind of harsh, but zero tolerance in the fact that if you instantly detect negativity from the comment, delete it. If that person repeatedly keeps doing it, block them from your channel, because then you don't absorb their negativity. You're just getting rid of them straight away. You're not giving them any airtime. You're not giving the other trolls that like to thumb up the nasty comments. You're
and
not
then
giving
comment
them any
as well.
airtime.
It kind of gives somebody a bit of a look, they've said that, so I'm going to say this as well.
Because you do find that, unfortunately.
Yeah,
but
it just takes one to start it all off.
It's a negative person and a sad person that leaves sad and negative comments. So there's never anything to be gained from that. Really, honestly, there's just never anything to be gained from that.
Which is a shame, because obviously they've got some issues
Yeah.
that they need to be dealing with,
Yeah.
but they just don't need to be aiming their problems in your
Yeah.
direction, which is, you know, how it is.
But speaking about that, I have got some videos. If you are new to YouTube, I've got some videos about how to make YouTube videos and editing and all that kind of stuff, gear. And I'm also thinking of starting a series over on my other channel, Gadget John, talking to people about setting off on YouTube as well. So when I get time, which is difficult right now, I'm going to crack that off with a bit of a starter video, which is how I got into YouTube and what I think are the best things to do in starting off on YouTube.
Because YouTube also gives you lots of tools to be
Yeah.
able to
Manage.
the comments and things a lot better. So
Yeah.
that'd be a really good idea, just to
Yeah.
give people a heads up on what to do for that.
Yeah. So watch out for that soon. I'll announce it on this channel probably, but well, like I said, time's our biggest obstacle
Pull
right
your
now.
bloody finger out then, Gadget. What have you been doing? Honestly, how are you sitting watching Motorhome Mondays while I'm doing everything? That Baz.
Baz, yeah.
We got one more.
Yes. Next question is, would you buy a new or used motorhome or camper van?
I'd say used.
Yeah, I mean, we
Yeah.
bought a new one last time, and well, actually, we've bought some new. We've bought two new. We had the camper van last time and the motorhome,
And the
before
motorhome,
that, and they constantly had issues with them. We bought this used, and we constantly had issues with them. So you might as well save the money and just kind of get one that you've going to fix up. They're not built to the best quality in the world, so get ready to fix a few things and stop rattles and stuff like that. But once you've kind of got past a 5-year period, the depreciation of owning a motorhome really kind of stabilizes for quite a while. So they hold the value for a long period of time. So like if I looked at this motorhome now, it's 5 years old. If I go and look one that's 10 years old, it's only lost around about sort of 7 or 8% of its value.
Yeah, and the one
So-
thing you could do is you could get lucky like we did with this one. I know we've had niggles with it, which we've sorted out, and it's part of the fun, like you say, of getting a new to you motorhome. But the people that had this before us hit the upgrade button an awful lot. So we've got refillable gas, we've got airbags on the back, we've got something else I can't remember. They did tick a lot of the upgrade buttons when they were doing it, so they've made changes already.
We had a solar panel and 2 batteries, which is quite uncommon really for a used motorhome.
Yeah. So there was already things in there that we do anyway that saved us the hassle and fuss of doing it. So you kind of get lucky a little bit with that, because you find that people who've used them properly will make some upgrades on them, and it's better, and it's still cheaper than buying it new.
Yep. So save some money, buy used, and buy something that's going to last you the period of time you'll think you're going to keep it. So we wanted something that was going to last at least 10 years. So that's why we spent that a little bit more and got something that was only 5 years old.
Yeah,
So
and
it's going to be all right then.
and we bought this type because we were given lots of bits of advice, and that the German motorhomes are built better for colder conditions.
Yeah.
Because they've got better insulation in the way they're built and things like that. So it suits us because we're obviously in it all the time.
Yeah.
We're not going to be putting it in storage over winter and leaving it there. So just things like that to think about really. But yeah, I'd say used every time.
And speaking of cold, as we've been in Scotland for the last few days, we've had the heating on,
Yeah.
and that does work quite well now.
Yeah, I bought
We
myself
got too warm.
yeah, I had to buy myself a snuggly new tracksuit, didn't I?
Yeah.
Because it was just like it was getting a bit cold, and I didn't have enough jumpers. It's shocking.
Something wrong with you.
So I had to go get some more. But yeah, it's chilly up north already.
A little. And the final question: do we travel with our Berkey water filter set up or packed away? And no, that's Scottish water.
Yeah, they've got a Scottish. I've been drinking.
Mandy's been a bit ill lately, so she's on lots of water.
Yes.
So we just sort of buy some water.
We thought it'd be a lot easier to buy it than keep having the Berkey on, because we normally move and it does
Yeah.
take an overnight stop to do it. But we've only ever moved once with the Berkey on, and that's because we filled it up and then had to move.
Yeah.
I don't think they recommend it because
No.
the candles stick upright, and the candles are about that tall, and they've only screwed into the bottom of it by a little butterfly thingy, aren't they?
Yeah, the plastic base, and once they get full of water at the top, they're obviously top heavy. Plus the fact that as you fill it up, all the weight's in the top, not necessarily in the bottom, because it's got to filter through.
And it's not sealed
No,
at all.
no.
So if there's any movement as such, it's going to slosh around a little bit. So
I'd say don't do that, and we certainly don't. Like I say, bar the one that we had to.
Yeah, with the emergency time, which meant me sitting here with my seatbelt on, cuddling a Berkey, just to make sure.
But yeah, really good systems anyway, so do recommend them.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, and that's it for this week. Next week I'm going to do a bit of a special. Mandy doesn't know about this
you see, these things just keep getting thrown at me.
Well, as I was walking Coop before for his morning little walkies, there we go. I thought next week we should talk about the eco side of living in a van. So low impact on natural resources, as well as saving money, but really kind of you don't need a lot of water, you don't need to be hooked up for electricity, all that kind of stuff. Cool. So if you've got any specific questions about that, ask them in the comment section down below, and then we can answer those in next week's video.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cool. Right, thanks very much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next video. You guys take care.
Bye. Bye.